It all began on the outskirts of the Andari Expanse, a sector of space that even the most daring interstellar explorers often avoided. The Expanse was a chaotic region where drifting asteroids glimmered like shards of glass against the darkness of deep space, and rogue solar flares made navigation unpredictable. I had volunteered for the mission partly out of curiosity and partly because it promised rare rewards, undiscovered alien life, artifacts, and data that could redefine humanity's understanding of the cosmos. I piloted my vessel, the Stellar Nomad, through a dense asteroid belt, scanning for unusual energy signatures. My instruments blinked erratically. Something or someone was out there, hiding among the floating rocks. The readings were subtle at first, but persistent. I adjusted my trajectory to investigate. That's when I saw her. At first, she appeared as a shimmer of silvery light on a rocky outcrop, her form almost blending with the reflections of nearby asteroids. Then she stepped into view fully, and I was struck, not by fear, but by awe. She was unlike anything I had ever seen. Her skin glimmered faintly like liquid crystal, shifting in iridescent colors with every movement. But it was her eyes that captivated me the most. They were enormous, almond-shaped, and seemed to hold a depth I couldn't describe. They weren't merely reflective, they communicated. Emotions, memories, fragments of experiences danced behind them, as though I could peer directly into a mind older than the stars themselves. I cleared my throat awkwardly. "Your eyes, they're incredible," I said. "I've never seen anything like them in my life." For a moment, she froze, tilting her head slightly. Then, slowly, a smile curved her crystalline lips. It was a smile that conveyed both amusement and a quiet pride. "Most humans notice first the surface," she said in a voice that sounded like a melody echoing through water. "You, however, perceive beyond it." My curiosity surged. "Perceive beyond it? What do you mean?" She lifted one delicate hand and gestured for me to follow. Despite my caution, I felt an inexplicable trust toward her, as if some invisible thread linked our fates. I landed my craft nearby and stepped onto the asteroid, my boots crunching against the mineral-rich surface. "My name is Lasara," she said. "I am a keeper of memories." I blinked. "Keeper of memories?" She nodded. "The eyes you complimented are not just for seeing. They store lifetimes of knowledge, histories of civilizations, secrets of worlds long vanished. They are a bridge between what is remembered and what is forgotten." I swallowed hard. This was beyond anything I expected from a scouting mission. I had studied xenobiology, interstellar linguistics, and even the cryptic art of alien consciousness, but nothing prepared me for this. Can you show me?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Her eyes shimmered with a cascade of colors, like liquid starlight. "It is not merely a show," she cautioned. "What you are about to witness may alter the way you perceive reality itself." Before I could respond, her hands moved in intricate patterns, and suddenly I felt a pull, like a tide drawing me toward a luminous field of energy surrounding her. It wasn't painful, but it was disorienting. And then I saw it. Images unfolded in front of me, entire civilizations rising and falling, stars igniting and dying in patterns of cosmic choreography, moments of joy, despair, triumph, and failure. It was a tapestry of existence itself. And yet, amidst the vastness, there were details only someone truly observant could notice. A child's first laugh on a planet of silver sands, a fleeting glance exchanged between lovers on a dying world, the last song of a species whose name had long been forgotten. I realized then that Lasara's eyes were not merely repositories. They were windows, conduits through which the essence of countless beings flowed. Every glance into them was an intimate journey through eternity. I stumbled backward, overwhelmed. I didn't realize. You see, she said softly, knowledge is often thought of as data, as facts. But true understanding comes from experience, from empathy, from the threads that connect us all. We stood in silence for a while, the cosmic energy of her presence swirling around us. And then she did something unexpected. She laughed, light, musical, almost like chimes in a windstorm. You humans are always so astonished by what is visible, she said. Yet, the invisible holds far more wonder. I hesitated, then ventured a question I had held in the back of my mind. Do you ever get lonely? Her eyes softened. Lonely? Perhaps. The role of a keeper is solitary by necessity. Memories are delicate. Sharing them indiscriminately risks contamination, misunderstanding, or loss. I nodded, trying to grasp the enormity of what she was revealing. And yet, there was an unspoken invitation in her gaze, as if she wanted me to cross the invisible boundary separating our worlds. I think I'd like to help, I said, almost instinctively, even if just a little. Her crystalline hand extended, brushing against mine. The contact was brief, but it sent a shiver through my entire body. Very few have ever offered such an intention without prior understanding of the consequences. You may be the first human to do so. Over the following hours, Lasara showed me fragments of her world, the ruins of her home planet, the starships that carried her ancestors across the galaxies, the moments of pain and beauty that defined her people. And in turn, I shared with her the story of Earth, our triumphs, our mistakes, our struggles to unite despite countless divisions. Somewhere between these exchanges, an unusual bond formed, not romantic, at least not in the conventional human sense, but a connection that transcended species, language, and even time itself. I realized that what I initially perceived as alien majesty was, in truth, a profound loneliness seeking resonance. Then came the moment that changed everything. We were floating above the surface of a shattered moon when Lasara's eyes glowed brighter than ever. She turned to me with an intensity that made my heart race. I must show you something even more special, she said. Before I could respond, her eyes projected an image unlike anything I had ever seen. It was a small, delicate creature, suspended in a cocoon of bioluminescent energy. Its form shifted constantly, morphing through shapes that suggested both human and alien features, yet defying any biological classification I could recognize. This, Lasara whispered, is the heart of my world. I stared, utterly captivated. The heart. Yes, she said. Every keeper has one. It is not a literal organ, but a repository of potential, of creation itself. It carries the essence of what could be, the dreams not yet realized, the lives not yet lived. And it has chosen to reveal itself to you. My mind reeled. It chose me? She nodded, a faint glow tracing the contours of her face. You saw beyond the surface. You understood in a way few ever could. The heart recognizes that. I stepped closer, hesitant, as if touching it might shatter reality itself. And then I felt it, not just through my senses, but through some deeper, more primal connection. A surge of understanding, empathy, and possibility flowed through me. I saw visions of my own life intertwined with countless others, each thread vibrant with potential. Every choice, every action, every emotion became part of a larger, living tapestry. You can take it, Lasara said softly, not physically, but within you, as understanding, as inspiration. Let it guide your actions, your thoughts, your dreams. It is the gift of a keeper. I reached out, and in that instant, I understood the enormity of what I had been given. It wasn't power. It wasn't knowledge in the conventional sense. It was something far more intimate, far more profound. The capacity to see beyond the surface, to perceive the interconnectedness of all life, and to act with wisdom and compassion. The hours blurred as we shared that final communion until the first light of a distant sun touched the shattered moon, casting long shadows across the rocky surface. Lasara's glow dimmed, her form becoming less intense, more corporeal. "You must return," she said. "The expanse will not forgive delay, and your people are waiting. But remember, what you now carry is eternal. Do not squander it." I nodded, feeling a weight and a liberation simultaneously. "I won't forget," I said. She smiled once more, eyes gleaming with that liquid starlight. "I know, and neither will the heart." I returned to my ship, my mind alive with visions, emotions, and possibilities. As the stellar nomad lifted off, I glanced back at the silvery figure standing on the moon's surface. She waved, and in that wave was both farewell and promise. The journey back to Earth was quiet, contemplative. The stars seemed closer somehow, as if I could touch them with a thought. And when I finally landed, I knew that my life, and perhaps humanity's understanding of the universe, would never be the same again. In the following months, I found myself acting differently, seeing differently, connecting differently. Small decisions, seemingly insignificant at first, led to profound consequences. Collaborations between human scientists and extraterrestrial researchers flourished. Ancient mysteries were uncovered. Conflicts that once seemed inevitable began to resolve. And through it all, I never forgot her eyes, the shimmering depth that had first drawn me in, and the heart she revealed, which had entrusted its secrets to me. Years later, when I looked up at the night sky, I still felt her presence. Not as a phantom, not as a memory, but as a living, guiding force. And I understood that the true gift of the Keeper was not in what she showed me, but in what she enabled me to become. Because some connections, I realized, transcend species, galaxies, and even the boundaries of time. Some revelations are not just seen, they are lived. And when one is fortunate enough to witness them, the world is never quite the same again.